Hey, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. We are coming on live tonight just for a little chat about our kids' mental health. We talk about mental wellness in our groups, as well as offering solutions, natural, holistic solutions to help families out with things like ADHD, anxiety, autism, stress, right? Parent stress. We all have it. We're all feeling it. So if you are joining us live, just put live in the comments. Let us know you are here. Click that StreamYard link so we know who you are. And if you're catching us on the replay, just put replay in the comments and we'll circle back and say hello and answer any questions. So my name is Colleen Sullivan. If you don't know me, I'm an ADHD holistic coach just based on my experience and knowledge of what's helped my kiddo and my family. I have two grown kids, one with ADHD. The other one is in college, navigating that everyday stress and anxiety of just being in college. And I'm here tonight with Debbie Grinstaff, who is a licensed therapist and a mom of two girls. One is on the spectrum, Meg, and she has a lot of experience just helping her out and a lot of experience in the autism community, helping families, parents navigate that ongoing stress and some, overwhelm, chaos that we experience on an everyday basis, right? So, Debbie, hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Great to join you tonight. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. It's an important conversation to have, and we have a lot of tools, a lot of information based on our research, based on our experience with our own families that we just want to get out and share it with our communities. So guys, in the chat box, just let us know what you kind of experience on a regular basis, whether it's stress, anxiety, if your kiddo has autism, ADHD, if they're experiencing issues in school, at home. We just want to know what people are kind of dealing with and what we can help out with. As parents, I knew 18 years ago that I just wanted to help my child, right? I knew he was struggling, and I was just at a loss of what I can do to help him out. I wanted to go the holistic natural route. And a lot of information just was not available, right? And I was at a loss. I was overwhelmed. I was searching high and low. Nothing was really helping. And until about 2 years ago, I learned about this whole gut-brain axis. And Debbie, I know you with Meg, you've known about this for a long time, but you as well were searching and not really finding a really comprehensive solution.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, definitely was searching for a holistic system that made sense for her. I mean, she's 17 now. So of course, for 15 years now, she's been on gluten casein-free diet. And I think the biggest thing that I was experiencing was finding the right prebiotic probiotic blend that she could assimilate well with her nervous system and immune system. And so I was so excited to find that. And then with becoming a teenager, I think, also all the families that I work with and have worked with for years with kiddos that experience autism and ADHD, as they're becoming teenagers, the anxiety goes up. And, when you're with kiddos on the spectrum to begin with, transition and change is always difficult. And in those teenage years, it goes even higher. So just being able to introduce natural holistic solutions for her and find just that right system, the right blend that just did it for her and was very gentle on her body. She's very sensitive, and a lot of our kiddos on the spectrum and that experience ADHD are very sensitive. That's why we do the diet. That's why we take dyes out and sugars out and gluten out and things like that.
Right.
So we always are, looking for, when we go to that holistic supplementation to address some of the symptoms, those holistic products and supplements that we know that we can count on, that we know that they're clean, and we know exactly what's in them. And and then for us as moms, right, that what will address our stress resilience, and keep our anxiety levels down. I work with a lot of moms, and I know what I've gone through myself on our autism journey, and just really wanting to provide tools that we can fold into our life and that are natural to help us with any you know mental health systems, and just really boost that mental well-being as a mom, so that we create that emotionally balanced home. So we do so much for with taking care of our kiddos, that to find something that helps the whole family, helps the parents, helps the siblings, helps our kiddos that are going through the challenges of ADHD and autism.
Absolutely. We cannot leave ourselves out of the equation when it
Right.
comes to stress resilience, less anxiety. A lot of times when the anxiety comes into play, it plays a major factor in not allowing them to focus, right? The anxiety is so high and the tension, that they're not able to focus, they're not able to perform well at school. And if we can give something to our kids that's safe, that's effective at getting the gut brain access to work more efficiently, so get the signaling up to the brain, increase the BDNF. I didn't even know what that was. It's making new connections in the brain. And these holistic solutions that we bring into our groups does that. And they're used in first line therapies in other countries. So when I learned that other countries are using these natural ingredients as first line therapies, I'm like, hold up, hold the phone.
Right.
Like,
Right.
let's get these in the hands of our kids and us so we can feel these
Absolutely.
benefits, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, yeah, I have someone that just commented, I have a guardianship of my 9-year-old who is on the spectrum. Yes.
Mhm.
So let's please get in touch so we can help you, because I
Absolutely.
know what these ingredients, these solutions have done to my family, and you as well,
Mhm.
Debbie. So let's talk about some of the ingredients that can help with focus and attention. First one is pomegranate. And these
Mhm.
ingredients, guys, are not something that you can go to the grocery store and just pick up a dozen pomegranates and think that they're going to do it. These are the extracts from the pomegranate. And pomegranate helps activate brain regions associated with memory, cognition, focus, and calmness. So it gives you that balance of engaged, alert, focus, but in a calm way, right? And that's in our energy drink. It's in our kids' vitamins. Um,
Mhm.
it's it's a really amazing ingredient that can help with that. Pine bark is another one. New Zealand pine bark is used in New Zealand as a first line therapy for ADHD. These are the ingredients I searched for 18 years ago, and
Right.
they just weren't around. They weren't,
Mhm.
you know, the company that we use is on the forefront of these ingredients and the science. Pine bark helps calm the tense, anxious, stressed
Mhm.
monkey mind. Like, our kids need
Mhm.
this, right?
Mhm.
That keeps us from concentrating, that keeps us from performing at our mental peak. Um, so, once again, first line therapy used in New Zealand. Theanine. This is an amino acid that's in our kids' gut brain access product and our adults. Um, Theanine is, once again, getting that balance. It's that Goldilocks level of relaxed state and alert, right?
Right.
So this is interesting. And I have my notes, guys, because I am no scientist. I just know that these ingredients work and they're effective. But theanine, it's an amino acid that shifts our brain waves away from tension and anxiety. So those are the beta waves towards the alpha waves, which is relaxed alertness. And in as little as 30 minutes that you get these results, these benefits. We've seen it in our kids. You've seen it, Deb.
Yep, for 2 years now, myself and Meg, both
Yeah.
of us.
Amazing, amazing. And the last one that I wanted to talk about is saffron. And saffron is in our kids' mood. And this, guys, is a game changer. This little pixie stick that you open up and put right on your tongue. It's like a pixie stick. They did clinical studies, and it showed equivalent results as Prozac for mood stabilization and Ritalin for focus. So this not only helps with focus, it helps with stress resilience, right? And this is a great tool for moms, right?
Yes.
One of these every afternoon when I want to keep myself in the zone of still getting things done to wrap up my day. This is when it really helps. And I know for a fact, so many of our moms are having great results with their kids through that homework hour.
Yeah,
right?
that extra boost in the afternoon for the alertness.
Incredible tool. And I thought that was the last ingredient. The one other ingredient that I wanted to talk about are the prebiotic fibers. We added a video in our groups about the prebiotic fibers that were clinically studied to really change behavior. And the way that it does that is that it feeds the good bacteria in our gut microbiome, creating more diversity. And what we get are less gastrointestinal issues. And I know you've experienced this with Meg, right?
Yes,
Less digestive issues, less tension and irritability, less leaky gut. And we know that is a common thread with our kiddos with autism, right?
It is.
And less acting up, less behavioral issues. And it's amazing that a prebiotic fiber can have all these benefits.
Right.
But it's not just any prebiotic, guys. It's not any probiotic. These are specifically strained to give the benefits that are shown in these clinical studies relating to our mental wellness. Less inflammation. And we know when we have less inflammation, we have better brain performance. We see improved neurotransmitter production. Guys, all our neurotransmitters are created in our gut. And if we don't have the right prebiotic fibers, if we don't have the right probiotics, those neurotransmitters are not getting created. Okay. And it really optimizes how our gut-brain axis is performing, right? So there's a lot of other ingredients. Deb, I know you use these two, the seed fiber and the super.
I love the seed fiber. Meg also gets the seed fiber every morning as well as the mentobiotic, prebiotic, probiotic blend.
Right. So the seed fiber, and I'm getting out my notes because I can't remember all these ingredients. The seed fiber has that mushroom micella blend that supports the RNA signaling from the gut up to the brain. So that's how we get the and that's how it reduces the anxiety and tension that we're feeling in our bodies. Right? It's that powerful. So if you guys want, all I can say is the best way to see if these work for your kiddo, see if they work for yourself. Oh, I wanted to mention, I know I'm jumping around here, because you mentioned the how we can support, moms and parents.
Absolutely.
This Mood Plus is equivalent game changer as the Kids Mood Plus, the Pixie Stick. And this is the most comprehensive natural mood support out there. And I can't stress enough the sourcing of these ingredients. You can go buy any generic ashwagandha out there on the shelf. It's not going to give you the same results, the same potency. And this is not a sales tool or, getting you to buy a product. I'm just sharing the wealth of information that we have about these ingredients. Kanna, Rafuma, ashwagandha, and magnolia bark. 4 powerful, powerhouse natural ingredients that reduce stress, reduce cortisol exposure, reduce anxiety, tension, irritability. Powerful, powerful tool. This is in my toolbox every day. Just
every morning.
Right, just to keep ahead of the stress. That's what we want to do. We don't want stress to hit and then we're fighting back at it. We want to keep ahead of the stress before it happens. So powerful, powerful tools. And the probiotic strains, they're specific. The one that's in our, there's 3 specific ones, but the one that reduces the exposure to cortisol is right down to the strain number. Lactobacillus rhamnosus R0011. It has to have the strain number, guys. You can't go and pick up a probiotic and a prebiotic off the shelf and expect it to do what you think it's going to do. So know your ingredients, read the labels. And all I can say is to evaluate if these can give you the results that you're looking for yourself, for your kid, for your child, and see if it brings about the result that you're looking for, right? Full back money guarantee. There's nothing to lose. There's no risk. And I promise you that you're going to see something. And so put in the comments if you have any questions. Deb, do you have anything else to add for your community in your autism community?
Absolutely. And I was just saying, this is wonderful that that both of our groups are seeing this and getting all the information. And just, I know as an autism mom and just my experience working with so many families over the years and providing tools that, we're always looking for, the best thing and the most gentle, so that we can implement. And I think a big thing about these products is just having that system that can be implemented in the day very easily and folded in, as well as for mom. Like you held up the Mood Plus, that is a staple for me every morning as well. And it's just what I've noticed is just that the stress resilience that's increased for both Meg and I, the improved digestion and our children on the spectrum, the percentage that have digestion difficulties, and like you mentioned, Colleen, the leaky gut, and just that it is that gut-brain connection. So the more healing in the gut, the more focused, the more clarity, the less challenging behaviors that make it difficult for them to learn. So it's just really this wonderful support in this system that's really easy to deliver, because that's another thing. Sometimes our kiddos can be sensitive to textures and things like that, but I have found with Meg very easy to deliver. Other families that have tried it, it's been able to easily deliver and add into your protocol of the day. So a lot of us have the diet protocol already going, and some other things that our kiddos need. So I just found it folded really, really well into Meg's day. So
I love that. I didn't even think to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah. And just, any questions for Colleen or myself? Colleen, thank you. Just wealth of information with the science background. And, and I think that's really important to understand the ingredients and what is different, because, many of us have tried certain things before,
Like so many things.
so what is, in this really wonderful, pure holistic form, and what are the ingredients and what do they do? So thank you.
Yeah, yeah. You brought up one interesting thing that I didn't think of mentioning is that it's usually not one thing that's hindering our kids. It's not it's usually a multitude of these brain chemicals, these neurotransmitters that are created in our gut. It's not just one. And what this protocol does is that it's a comprehensive approach to balancing out all the neurotransmitters, all the brain chemicals. So they're really firing on all cylinders. And it's that balance that creates the improvement in the behavior, the focus. And that's why we're seeing such great results in all our kids. Love it.
Yes.
Well,
Awesome.
there was one other
Thank
thing
you.
that you triggered in me, and I can't remember what it was. I'll think of it, and we'll have to come on again.
Yes, sounds good. Perfect.
All right. Well, thanks for joining
Sounds
us
great.
live.
Thank you.
And if you're catching on the replay, put replay. And if you want more information or to get started, just put that in the comments, and Deb or I will get back to you. And have a great rest of the weekend.
Sounds good.